Welcome, good morning, namaskar, sat sri akal. This is your Venkateshwarlu taking up the ethics class. In this class, let us learn ethics with Venkateshwarlu. This is my contact number. This is my contact number, and let us learn ethics with Venkateshwarlu. So, in today's class, we will learn the models of emotional intelligence. In our previous classes, we have learned the definitions of emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is showing emotional intense feelings towards that are direct against a person or thing with some thinking, some reasoning, and some understanding. And emotional intelligence involves knowing of yourself and knowing the emotions of others and properly labeling them. And finally, you must know about yourself to implement the emotional intelligence properly. We have learned the dialogues of the Aristotle that for utilizing emotional intelligence, there should be a right person, a right time, a right degree, a right purpose, and the right way. We have studied the examples also there. And finally, we have learned the Buddha's quotation in Dhammapada that it is better to conquer yourself than to win a thousand battles. The victory is yours, that cannot be taken away from you by angels or demons, heaven or hell. So, conquering yourself is the most important thing. How to conquer yourself? You have to overcome the desires, you must overcome the impulses, fears, and other superstitions. You must limit the beliefs that are creating restlessness and misery in the mind. And finally, that will lead to self mastery and you will get inner peace and you will become emotionally charged leader. So it is thought that emotionally charged people are delivering better results. So people wanted to use emotional intelligence in the recruitment process. So they started utilizing emotional intelligence. So how to use identify a person with the emotional intelligence. So they have identified that emotional charged people will have the following five components. Number one is they are self-confident. So anybody can steal anything from you, but you should not allow your confidence to be stolen by anybody, including angels or demons. You must be self-confident. Number two, you are emotionally honest. You are committed to the organization, you are committed to the purpose, you are committed to the work. So that sort of honesty should be there. And third, you must take the feedback. You must take feedback from your work, feedback of your work. And finally, you should have an indefatigable energy to handle things. And finally, you must have emotional responsibility responsibility for that matter. So these are the three items they wanted to identify in a person. So they want to select the persons who are self-confident, who are honest, who are willing to take feedback, and who are energetic, and finally responsible. For that, there are three models of the emotional intelligence test. The first model is number one models of emotional intelligence. The first model is ability model. Ability model. This is also called four branch model. This is developed by Peter Salovey and John Mayer, who have coined the word emotional intelligence in 1997. They proposed that there are four abilities in a person that we must catch. Number one, what are these abilities? perceiving emotions. The crucial component of this test. He is perceiving emotions of self and others. Second, using emotions. How you are using emotions? For example, you go to your father. You want to ask some money for some entertainment purpose, but your father is in a serious mood. Will you ask for that? You satisfy yourself with a lesser want and come back. So this will lead to creativity. So using emotion lead to creativity. You want to have a particular dish from your mother. You go to your mother. Your mother is sick. What you will do? So you ask your mother who is favored to do a curry for you. No, he will not say. In fact, you will go and assist your mother. So perceiving emotions and using emotions. And the third thing is understanding emotions. What is this understanding of emotions? Suppose you see a person in happiness. So happiness is symbol that if you just ask him, he will join you. Suppose the person is in fearful mode, he will try to escape. Even if you ask him to join, he will not join, he will escape. And the third mid, anger. Anger means he will try to attack. So these leaders identify the emotions of the persons and they translate these emotions to words. So happiness, persons with happiness will join us. Persons with fearful thing, they will escape from the scene. Persons with anger will try to attack. And finally, these leaders, they have the ability to manage or regulate, emotions. So this is the most important component of this ability test. So there are four abilities we are searching in the leaders. Number one, how he is able to perceive the emotions, how he is using the emotions, and how he is using understanding the emotions, and finally how he is managing or regulating emotions. So for identifying these four abilities, they have started a test MSCEIT. So M means mayor, S means Salavi, C means another scientist Caruso, EI means emotional intelligence, T means test. So MSCEIT means mayor, Salavi, Caruso emotional intelligence test. They want to conduct a test and they want to identify the persons how they are perceiving, how they are using, and how they are understanding, how they are regulating, and how they are managing the emotions. So they have conducted a test. Nice. They have selected some persons, and finally the results were fake good. These results are not reliable because everybody is saying the answer. We work in the garden, we work in the park, but in reality they are not working, but they are enjoying. For example, there is a question, there is a lonely girl in the park, what you are going to do? Will anybody give a negative answer? No. Everybody tries to give a fake good answer. So ultimately, the results of this MSCEIT were not reliable, and so it led to another model. The second model is called trait model. Trait model, this was developed by a Russian Konstantin Vasily Parades. So he has conducted this trait model. What this man is saying this, emotionally charged leaders have got five traits. We have to identify these five traits. What are these five traits? The first thing is number one, extraversion. Extraversion means it includes introversion also. So we have to identify a person whether he is an extrovert or introvert. So extrovert has got certain benefits, introverts have got certain benefits. So how he is behaving with others. He is an extrovert or introvert. Second is agreeableness. So agreeableness, whether he is able to agree to the decision or he wants to suggest or something like that. For example, if there is a door, open door is there in a school, then of course there are so many doors are there. In a before a particular door, if you keep a board of no entry, almost 95% of the people who come on the way will agree and do not enter. Some 3 4 persons will try to question. Yesterday this was there. What happened today? Okay, let us leave it and follow it. But 2 or 3 persons will go inside and inquire what happened to the door and why you are not allowing persons, etc. This sort of a tendency of trait of agreeableness is being tested. Number three is openness. Openness means openness to the suggestions of the subordinates. Once a decision is taken, you must obey, even if it is against the leader's opinion. You must obey it and do it. So, as a leader, you must take a feedback from your subordinates and take a good position. And how much emotionally stable you are. As a leader, if you are perturbed, then what about your followers? So, as a leader, you must be emotionally stable and you must show your confidence and you must show your willpower and you must not shake to the situations. For example, as a superintendent of police, you are there in a district. Some accident has occurred, some dead bodies are there. If you are just fearful of seeing a dead body, then what you are going to do? So you must emotionally stable. That's the most important thing. And finally, you must be consciousness. So he wanted these five traits: extroverts or introverts, agreeableness or not, openness or not, emotionally stable or not, consciousness. So for this, he has developed a short questionnaire of 30 short questionnaire and 150 long questionnaire. There are no negative answers, there are no positive answers. For everything, five suggestions are given. For example, 1 to 5, scale of 1 to 5. For example, you are going to an exam, or you are going to an office, or you are going to some important work. You saw a person on the road. What you are going to do? Number one, as many film heroes, he will take him to the hospital, ensure that he is properly treated, and you go back. That's one. Second, and in the first case, you stop all your works and you attend to that fellow only. And in the second case, you make a call to 108 and ask them to do the necessities. In the third case, you ask your friend that somebody is lying on the road and ask him to do some favors. And fourth, you are untried, perturbed, and you just saw it and go away. Last, you did not even observe that. So these are the five. So there is nothing, there is no right or wrong. So depending upon your behavior, your empathy, sympathy, consciousness, etc. are tested. So by applying this scale, Vasily Parades has identified certain emotional expression, empathy, etc. He identified certain 15 qualities, 15 qualities in a leader. So how they are catching? So in this 150, there is no escape. There is no fake good. You will come out in the test of long test. Your real person will come out, and there is no chance of giving a fake good answer. So ultimately, this test has resulted in some good results. And finally, the third model is the mixed model. This was developed by Daniel Goleman. He is also from New York Times, and he has the man really contributed for the they test emotional intelligence. He say he has simply, as the definition itself says, he has mixed the ability model and he has mixed the trait model and made it a mixed one. Ability model is not wrong because actually these four abilities of perceiving, using, understanding, managing, regulating emotions is the most important thing, and this trait model is also good. So he has mixed both the models, and he said this emotional leadership is affected by some components. So, for example, he has said we want to have a better performance. So, you want better results, better performance. So, you must deliver the goods. So, how this is there? He said that emotional competence is affected by number one, leadership, number two, performance. So, whether you are competent, whether you are emotional competent is affected by your style of leadership and how you are getting results, how you are performing for the team. He identified five dimensions. What are the five dimensions which are essential for a leader? Number one, self awareness. That is nothing but know thyself or conquer yourself, etc. You must aware. A leader should be aware of his own strength, aware of weakness, opportunities, and threats. So the leader should be aware. Then, second, self-regulation. What is this self-regulation? One person has gone to Ramakrishna Paramhamsa with his son. He said, Swami, my son is fond of sweets. He eats sweets in the morning, he eats sweets for the lunch, he eats sweets for the snacks time, and he is also for dinner. He is always eating sweets. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa asked him to come next Sunday. Again, both the father and boy came. Ramakrishna Krishna Paramahamsa looked at the boy and asked them to come again on the next Sunday. In this way, some 6 Sundays have gone. On the seventh Sunday, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa took the boy to his lap and said, my child, don't eat sweets. It will spoil your health. Don't eat sweets. He has gone. And the next Sunday, both father and son came. And father said, Swami, just because of a simple dialogue for the last 1 week, my son is not eating sweets. Why don't you say the same word in the first Sunday itself? Why you have taken 7 Sundays? Swamiji said, I am also fond of sweets. I also eat sweets. So for controlling sweets, it took me 6 weeks. For controlling sweets to your son, it took only 1 week. So as a leader, you must have a self-regulation. Don't expect that as a boss you go and enjoy in the room while your subordinates work in the field. They will also enjoy in your absence. So as a leader, you must self-regulate yourself and you must make yourself as a leader. And third thing is motivation. What is this motivation? Third thing is motivation. So a emotionally charged leader is self-motivated. He doesn't require any kind of motivation. He is emotionally charged. He will have his own motivation. And fourth thing, that is empathy. Empathy means stepping into the shoes of others. And finally, the last and most important thing is five, social skills. How he is dealing with the subordinates and publics. So these five dimensions are very important. One is self-awareness, second is self-regulation, and third is motivation, fourth is empathy, and fifth is the skills. For this, he has conducted two tests. two inventories. One is emotional competence inventory, and the second is emotional and social competence inventory. The first he called as ECI, and second he has called ESCI. So with this, he has identified this leadership models. Then what we have read in today's class, we will summarize. There are so to identify emotional leaders, we have to identify the persons with the self confidence, emotional honesty, how they are receiving feedback, and how much they are energetic, how much responsibility they are feeling. And for this, there are three models to identify emotionally charged people. The first model is ability model or four branch model. This was developed by Peter Salovey and John Mayer. They identified four abilities: perceiving, understanding, using, managing, and regulating emotions. So, with this, they have conducted MSCEIT test, Mayer, Salovey, Caruso emotional intelligence test. Though these abilities are very good to identify emotionally charged people, the results of this test has resulted in fake good that led to the second model called, which is called trait model, that was developed by Konstantin Vasily Peretz. Konstantin Vasily Peretz have thought that five traits of persons will differentiate. One is extroversion, second agreeableness, third is openness, fourth is emotionally stable, and fifth is consciousness. So for this, he has conducted two types of test. One is a short test consisting of 30 questions, and the second is 150 long questions. So in these questions, there are five kind of situations are given, and we have to select only one. In this way, he was able to identify some 15 traits on the scale of 1 to 5, and he has identified the 15 qualities of the leader. Finally, John basing on mixing both these models of ability model and trait model. The mixed model was developed by Daniel Goleman, and Daniel Goleman wanted five abilities to be in the leadership, and he say that emotional competence is affected by leadership and performance, and to know this we must have five dimensions. We have to identify five dimensions. They are self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. These are the five components to be essential in any person who is emotionally charged: self awareness, self regulation, motivation, empathy, social skills. He has identified two tests: emotional competence inventory and emotional and social competence inventory, and the results were encouraging. This is all, and in our next class, we will learn how to increase emotional intelligence and what are the benefits of having emotional intelligence. Thank you very much. I request your feedback, and I'm thankful to my friends, my PCOC members, that's Pearl City Officers Club members, and other friends for encouraging me to do this project. Thank you very much. We'll meet again.